Doing my own voiceover. If your details are uncomfortable, mute the video.
Ryan, those who want a long life always get a short life. Ryan, looking at you, you seems to enjoy your life. A good life is one in which there is no sorrow, and in this world of deceitful people, the life of people like you is interesting. Ryan, and people like me get some moment like this very painfully. I don't want to live in a world like yours anymore. Your eyes shining in dark lightning alley. Ryan, but yours good day all over. I feel sorry for you. You said and again punched on your chest to ease your pain while the dark eyes were looking at the ground, impatiently waiting to see his shadow. Jungkook, Ryan. You heard him shout your name. You widened your eyes and looked back the alley. Jungkook, Ryan. You looked around, heart pounding at his sudden scream. Ryan, why is this bastard here? You gulped hard and looked where the man was coming from. Ryan, I should finish him first. You created his seat and decided to come out in front of him. You slowly moved forward and looked at the man. His back was facing you. You smelled evil and went to him with a heavy feet and stood closer. You raised your knife and saw the edge of knife and stabbed into him mercilessly. Man, who are you? He turned back to look at you and asked, feeling extreme pain from his back. Ryan, people know me as a psycho killer. You laughed and his eyes got bewildered in fear. He stepped back away from you. You looked at him with a serious red eyes. Ryan, where are you going, sweetheart? The pain in your chest is starting to increase. Once again, you punched your chest really hard and moved forward, looking into his eyes darkly. Jungkook, Ryan, he again you both heard a scream. A man found a way to escape you as he knew someone is here. Man, help me, he screamed from his lungs out. You flashed a creepy smile to him. He got more scared of you. Man, help me. He was about to scream, but this time you angrily stabbed him in the stomach. Ryan, rest in peace. You whispered and smiled like a psycho in front of a dead body. You then punched your chest, causing your upper body to bend and vomited blood. Your eyes got bewildered and wet. You placed one hand on your chest because the instant pain in your chest. After vomiting, you looked up through a bloody eyes. You took out a tissue and wiped your bloody mouth. Your breathing became heavy and tears well up in your eyes in pain and blurred vision. Your eyelids were getting heavy as they were about to close. Jungkook, Ryan, he stopped when he saw you in front of him but a short distance away, and after hearing his voice, you lost your control and fell unconscious on the muddy ground. Jungkook, Ryan, he screamed as he saw you fall, then he ran to you. He saw the dead body beside you, he gulped hard. Jungkook, Ryan, wake up, please. He looked around. There was no one except you all, and with the loud thunder out, the sudden rain started heavily. Jungkook, I can't bring anyone here. Seeing this body here, people will suspect Ryan. I can't such take a risk. He bite his lip in frustration and don't get any idea what to do or not. Jungkook, Ryan, what happened to you, love? Please wake up. Jungkook, it's all my fault. I'm only responsible for it all. Forgive me. I'm so embarrassed, my dear. He started hiccup while crying. He took your body in his well-built arm and hugged you tightly. Jungkook, I have to get you out here first. He snapped and stood up. You were in his built holding arm. He did not even think to take you to the hospital because he thought you were unconscious, so it was not a big deal. At your house 2 a.m., he pushed a door, entered, and was surprised to find the door open. He looked at your face, which was very pale. Jungkook, she did not even lock the door. He sang and walked towards the couch and lay down on it. He entered the dressing room and looked around and saw the dressing room was full of expensive clothes. He slowly moved forward and started looking for your clothes in a closet, but he did not find anything random there. Then he opened the bottom drawer. Jungkook, what are you doing, Jungkook? He immediately closed the door and gulped hard as he found your undergarments in it and started looking for your clothes in another closet. Jungkook, where do I find her pant? He searched a lot, but a single pant now here to be. Jungkook, again, I'm sorry, Panda, but I have to do this or you will catch a cold. Then he reluctantly opened the drawer again and took out a panty for you. He sank deeply and looked somewhere. He came to you and sat beside you. Then he started taking off your shoes and socks. Jungkook, love, get up now. I can't do this. Jungkook, is she okay? He came closer to you and touched your face. Jungkook, Panda, hey Yan, he whispered with full of love and slapped you slightly to wake you up. Jungkook, should I take her to the hospital? Oh God, what should I do? Please wake her up first. He placed his hand on your left hand and squeezed a little to watching you. Jungkook, I'm sorry, but you are a killer. I can't take you anywhere without your permission. If anyone doubt you will get into trouble again, and I don't want to suffer because of me this time. Then a minute later, he looked at you and slowly placed his hand on your shoulder and lightly gripped your coat. He pulled it off your body. Jungkook, I'm sorry, Panda. He closed his eyes tightly and unbuttoned your shirt and took it off. Jungkook, it's very difficult for me now. 4 years ago, I used to love it all. I was dying to see it all. But now I don't have the guts to see any girl's body. My love was left only to you. Jungkook, I'm sorry. He bit his lip hardly and then again closed his eyes. Jungkook, please wake up. He uttered the word out of pain and fear because he was afraid that he will make you same mistake, which will again drive you away from him. After closed his eyes, he quickly took off your pant and then wear you a panty. He opened his eyes, Jungkook, all done. He sick and relieved and took you in his arm and walked to your room. He laid you down on the bed and covered you with a towel. Jungkook, sleep well, Panda. He smiled and leaned towards you and placed a soft kiss on your forehead. He backed away and looked at his clothes. They are also wet. After 20 minutes came out with the towel wrapped around half of his neck body. His wet hair was on his forehead and while water was dripping in it and his upper bare body was drenched due to this. Jungkook, some of my clothes were here, he said, thinking where he kept it. Then he left your room and went to where he stayed last night. He entered into the bedroom and looked around, then his eyes fell on his clothes where he kept last night. Jungkook, it's not good but useful, then thank God. Jungkook, here the pen drive, he said and put the wallet and pen drive there because he can't leave you. He walked to the kitchen to make something for you. Jungkook, what the hell is this? He was shocked to see the mess on the dining table. Jungkook, she doesn't really eat home cooked food. Jungkook, if she allow me, I will teach her a lesson. He chuckled slightly. Jungkook, all done. He wiped his hand with the towel and walked in the kitchen. Jungkook, I should make soup for her. I brought the ingredients that day. He searched and after started making food for you. Meanwhile, you are having a bad dream and your body started shaking with fear. You clenched your fist and tears were constantly following from both side of closed eyes. You urged your back and made your body like someone is taking your soul away from you. Ryan, help! You shouted at the top of your lung and sat up straight on the bed. Jungkook stopped at the door of the room with a bowl of soup and was startled to hear you scream. Jungkook, hey, what's up, love? Ryan, I'm dying. I was not breathing. I was dying. You were so scared of your dream and crying mess. Jungkook, no, you are fine. It was your dream, love. He then came to you and hugged you. You put your head on his shoulder and started crying loudly. Jungkook, stop crying. It's nothing like that. Look around you. You gently rested your chin on his shoulder and looked up with the heavy eyes. You were still drunk and all your emotions came out. Wine, I don't have time. You mumbled and more tears fell from your eyes. Jungkook looked at me, Wyan. Jungkook, you don't have to fear anyone. No one can hurt you. I'm here to protect you now. You were staring into his eyes after that. You breathed through your mouth and flashed him a small smile. Jungkook, I know that I am responsible for all this. It all happened because of me. Jungkook, punish me for what I did, but don't separate me from yourself. A tear fell down from his eyes. Wyan, why did you do that? Why did not you support me that day? I did everything for you and you insulted me and made me fall at your feet. Wyan, did not you love me? You whispered on his face. He attached his forehead with yours. Jungkook, I loved you. I do and always will. Jungkook, I am sorry I was blinded by the fucking desire to see body at that time. Wyan, you did with her. You asked with a gritted teeth and staring at his face with a broken heart. Jungkook, after that accident and want to take revenge on her, I did with her that night and left her. Wyan, then you are even more sensible. You should have killed her instead of doing that. You used her body for only revenge, Jungkook. Jungkook, I did what I thought was right at that time. You cleanse your jaws. Wyan, I hate you, you gulped hard. Jungkook, I know. Wyan, I ruined my life after that, Jungkook. I came back here to take revenge for what you all did to me. I killed so many people just to comfort myself, and I murdered girl too, as she was the main person in all this. You were constantly sobbing as you were telling your painful truth. Wyan, I wanted to kill you, Jungkook, but decided to give you pain, all the pain I endured for so many years because I did not have a strength to kill my love. I realized after meeting you, my heart never wanted to kill you, just wanted to make you realize that you did wrong. Wyan, my heart could not bear the pain that my first and last love insulted me, made me rub his shoe. Jungkook, I don't want to tolerate all this all. I'm tired. Jungkook, I'm sorry. Please, I'm sorry, Ryan. Forgive me. He put his face in your neck and squeezed your vest. After 20 minutes, 3 a.m., while closing eyes, embracing into each other, you both sniffed. Then Jungkook opened his eyes and saw the bowl of soup on the table. He broke the hug and looked at you. You again sniffed and looked into his eyes. Jungkook, no more tears, Ryan. You deserve only happiness. I know there is no forgiveness for what I did to you, but please punish me, beat me, even kill me, but don't make me away from you, Panda. You have to happy. I want you to be happy. Ryan, the punishment is over. I don't want a revenge from anyone and anymore. I forgive you. Jungkook, thank you. Thank you so much, Ryan. You can't even imagine how much of a favor you have done for me. He was crying with joy. Ryan, I wish I could live more years with you. You said in your heart, and tear fell from your eyes. He was very close to you. Your eyes fell on his lip. You started leaning towards him. Jungkook, Ryan, you hurtled innocently, look at him and blinked. Ryan, huh? He bit his lip and smiled at your innocent side that he used to see 6 years ago. Then he kissed you all over your face. Jungkook, I love you, Panda. You surprised, but then he captured your lips with his. After 5 minutes, you pulled away from him, breathing heavily, looking into his eyes. He was so happy. Jungkook, I love you, Panda. You chuckled slightly. Ryan, I love you too. He also giggled and tightly cupped your face and pulled you closer to him. Jungkook, Panda, are you hungry? Jungkook, I made a soup for you. Please don't say no. You have to finish it. Ryan, okay, but one condition, Jungkook. And what is it? Ryan, I want you to feed me. He pooted and he laughed and then pecked your lips. Jungkook, it is a great pleasure to feed you with my hands. He emotionally said. He took a bowl from the table and started feeding you. Ryan, it's tasty. You said while wiping your mouth with your sleeve. He chuckled. Then after a while he finished feeding you and made you lay down. Jungkook, sleep well, Panda. He said. He squeezed your hand with his palm. Ryan, Jungkook, stay with me today, right next to me, very close. His smile dropped when he heard your broken voice. He then silently lay down next to you and hugged you, and you closed your eyes after he placed a soft kiss on your hair, but then you hugged him tightly. A few tears fell off from your eyes. After some time, his embrace brought you into your deep conscious. In the morning, 8:30 a.m., Jungkook was sleeping peacefully, but you were having a hard time because you feel aware inside you. You wanted to throwing up. You quickly opened your eyes, but you saw Jungkook sleeping, hugging you. Why? You stared at him. You ran to the basin and vomited blood. Your body started to hurt a lot. You were holding your basin as your body was losing all its strength. Then you looked in the mirror. Your face was pale. Why? I deserve it. Why? I expressed my feeling last night. God, I need some time. Why? No, why? I deserve what I did to innocent people who were also the love someone life. I killed them. This is my punishment that now I wanted to live, but I don't have time. Then you coughed blood and the blood flashed from your mouth on the wall. You widened your eyes, your mouth became bloody like hell. Your chest was hurting, you punched once, then you started coughing badly and keep vomiting blood. Meanwhile, Jungkook turned to other side and slowly opened his eyes, smiling and looked at the sunlight. Jungkook, this is the best morning of my life. He breathed out and sat on the bed. Then he took it, then unlocked, but this bros got wingle and confusion. Jungkook, what happened to her? He said he heard a voice means receiver picked the call. Jungkook, yes, Mistress Gwen. Mistress Gwen. Mr. John, I called you many times. Where were you? Jungkook, I was just busy. Mrs. Gwen, Mr. John, you have to listen carefully for what I am going to say to you. Jungkook, what is it? Mrs. Gwen, Mr. John, I am sorry to say, but your father passed away last night. Jungkook, what? He said. Mistress Gwen, please come back soon as possible. He hurriedly stood up. Jungkook, yes, I'm coming, he said and hung up. But he made his way to the bedroom where he kept the clothes last night, but he stopped at the door. Jungkook, I have to check on her first. Why she's coughing so badly? He ran to the washroom and pushed the door. He immediately huddled there with the wide eyes. His soul froze as he saw the horrible thing in front of his eyes. His heart hurtled when he saw you lying on the ground with blood everywhere. You were breathing heavily and coughing up blood. He slowly came to you and sat on the ground. Then he placed your head in his lap. Jungkook, you vomited blood, Ryan. You looked up at him with the red teary eyes and gave a sweet smile and took a deep breath. In this time, break his heart into pieces. Jungkook, Ryan, don't leave me. I don't live without you anymore, Panda. I want you to be with me for the rest of my life as long as I have breath. Don't say like this. It's hurting too much, Jungkook. You feel like your soul torn apart of your body, hearing his word coming out of his mouth. You painfully raised your palm and placed it on his cheeks. Ryan, Jungkook, how can a person find love who is herself a killer of others' love? I have killed many people, they were also someone's own. Jungkook, that was my fault that made you like this. Ryan, I choose this part myself and this is my destiny. Jungkook, Ryan, you deserve better in the end, he whispered, looking into your pale face. Ryan, my life and here, Jungkook. Jungkook, no, Ryan, he pleaded and hugged you tightly. You slid your hand around his waist and took a deep breath and closed your eyes. You died. He was crying badly, hugging you. He could not imagine that in the one moment he would be blessed and happiness, and in the next moment everything would be taken away from him. Meanwhile, Chan opened the door as he had a keys of to your house. Then he entered your house. Chan, Laura, he was walking further but turned around to him. Laura, yes, Chan. She made a questionable look. Jan, bring Ryan quicker or her appointment will be delayed. She nodded and walked into your room. Jan, hey, you are still using the phone, Charlie. So what, Jan? With whom you have talking since night on the messages? Chan, why should I tell you, Chan? Because I'm like your big brother, Charlie. She's my girlfriend. Chan, what? When did you start having a girlfriend? Charlie, from yesterday I met her in the park. I love her. He looked down and started blushing. Chan gave a weird look. She heard a crying sound in the washroom, so she ran here, but she stopped at the door because she saw you and Jungkook hugging each other on the floor and Jungkook crying. She looked around and her fear got filled in her. Laura, YN. Laura, YN again shouted, and their friend also ran into the washroom. Chan, what happened? He widened his eyes. Chan, YN, what happened to her? Damn it. He took her body in his embrace and started crying. Chan, what are you doing here with YN? She shouted on his face. Chan, tell me. Laura stood up and walked to him, put a hand on his shoulder. Laura, don't shout at him. Please check on her. Chan, she's tired. Jungkook immediately looked up at him with wide eyes and he's got shiver in the body by his word. Laura, YN. Jungkook, no, it can't happen. Jungkook, YN. He came closer to you and started shaking your shoulder. Jungkook, you can't left me alone here, Yan. Please wake up. He snatched you from Chen and hugged you tightly. Jungkook, don't leave me, Panda. I can't live without you. He whispered and crying. Charlie sat on the ground. Charlie, YN. Jungkook, please come back, YN. I can't live without you. I waited for you so long now. Don't leave me alone here. He was crying mess, which made the other heart broke into pieces. Chen, what is he doing here, Laura? I will kill him. Laura, she forgave him. She took her last breath in his embrace. She sighed heavily. Laura, she left her love to live in this world. We can't harm him after this, Chen. Forget all about it. Charlie, but I am not going to leave my sister's sinner, he said and clenched his jaws and pulled out a gun from behind and shot Jungkook on the chest. Laura and Chen widened their eyes and stood up from the ground and Chen lay down ground covered in blood. Laura, Jungkook, she screamed. Charlie, I will kill him. He was about to shoot him again, but Chen ran to him. Chen, Charlie, don't. He uppercut Charlie's hand and the gun shot direct on the top. 5 years ago, Chan, Laura, and Charlie Eva get together today to have a candlelight dinner together. They were laughing each other joke while putting the food in each other plates. Charlie, hey, that was mine piece. He whined as Chan took a last piece of chicken. Eva, don't be so Charlie. Here is your chicken. Eat it. Chan, he is still a kid. He laughed and Laura firmly grabbed his hand. Chan, ouch. He looked at her while rubbing his hand. Laura, and you are still a bad boy and a bad father. Chan, Yan, where is my Yan? Baby, he stood up and ran. Charlie, I wish Yan was with us. He becomes sad. Laura, she's with us. Be happy, Charlie. She comforted him, then he nodded to Laura. Now smile or Chan will be sad too. We also missed her a lot, but we have to wait for our hands. Meanwhile, at Jungkook's house, Jungkook was sleeping peacefully and was smiling in his dream. He finally heard your angelic voice and he thought you were sleeping next to him. He slid his hand and clutched the bedsheet. Jungkook, YN, Jungkook. He hugged the pillow tightly. YN, I came here to see you, Jungkook. Jungkook, don't go back. Stay with me, Panda. A tear fell from his closed eyes. YN, I also don't want to, Jungkook. I am here with you. Jungkook smile heard your voice in his dream. Jungkook, leave my YN. He pulled you towards him, but the shadow was more stronger than him. YN, Jungkook. The shadow dragging you and sat on the white ground while crying on his dream. In real, tear fell down from his eyes, his breath getting heavier second by second. Jungkook, YN, come back, don't leave me. He begging his hand on the bed and clutched the bed sheet firmly. Then heard a loud thunder when you disappeared in front of his sight in his dream. He quickly opened his eyes widely and took a deep breath. In the morning, your grave. Jungkook silently sitting beside your grave and looking at the fresh flower which he put there a while ago. He came daily to meet you and brought you a flower and put it on your grave before start his day. Then he looked at his wristwatch. Jungkook, I'll be back soon, Panda. He flashed a small sad smile at your grave and turned to go his work. He keeps saying during the day and going through the pain at night as a nightmare. No one knew that such a successful person would helpless in the dark of night. Ryan, I promise I will meet you in another lifetime, in another universe. Our star will be aligned and our love will be fulfilled. Jungkook, you said in an angelic voice and smiled widely. The end. Thank you for watching.